In our most recent 12 News Roger Williams University poll, a majority of voters cited the cost of living as the #1 issue going into this election. Just this month, ratepayers saw a painful increase to their electric bills, and we're just 2 weeks away from households almost certainly seeing an increase to their gas bills. Ms. Kalus, there are programs for low-income Rhode Islanders to seek relief, but a majority of people do not qualify for those. As governor, what else would you do to help people with energy costs this winter?
Yeah, so when I'm governor, what I would do is I would immediately roll back the rate hikes and I would suspend the tax on electricity. Right now, people are choosing between heating and eating, and it is the obligation of the governor to get involved and to immediately take action.
How would you roll back the rate hikes?
Well, 40 years ago, the legislature passed a law which dealt with energy crises. So what it said is if there was an energy crisis that impacted the health and welfare of the people of Rhode Island, the governor could execute their emergency powers. So that's what I would do. I would execute my emergency powers, and I would roll back the electricity hike, and I would also suspend the tax on electricity. It's something that Dan McKee has failed to do. And my question for Dan is, are you unaware, so incompetent that you didn't know that that existed, or are you too distracted by an FBI investigation?
All right, well, why don't we ask that question to Mr. McKee? What would you do for ratepayers? She's saying there's more that you could be doing.
The most important issue on this question. We'll get to the attacks. I'm sure we'll get to that at an appropriate time in this. So no one has done more as an elected official in terms of intervening with dockets with the PUC. As a lieutenant governor, I intervened, saved the ratepayers $38 million. Today, we intervened again on this rate adjustment. And by the way, the rate adjustment is structured by the cost of the purchase of the utility and the energy, and basically it's just a math formula. But what we've done already is we put in $5.3 million to help 39,000 families. Actually, the cost is going to be either the same as last year or equal to that. In addition to that, we are working on the LIHEAP programs to make sure that we posted up a website today where families can go and see what they qualify for. Hundreds of thousands of dollars and not millions of dollars have been already made available, and we want to make sure that ratepayers, homeowners have access to those programs. In addition to that, in the spring, I suggested that we reduce the revenue tax on the electric bill 4%. So we'll be back in the General Assembly. That they weren't ready to do it in May with the surplus dollars that I helped manage. We will be back in front of the General Assembly on that. And in addition to that, we expect that millions of dollars are going to be appropriated. We're right now on the CAP programs that are managed by the Community Action Program providers that right now it's about 250% of the scale in terms of income. We're going to increase that out to middle class families. So this winter they'll receive more relief as well.
Why not ask the General Assembly to come back now to address the taxes and people's energy bills? Why wait until the spring when they're back in session?
No, we'll get it done in January, just like we did last year.
It's called in November, isn't it?
Just like in January, just like we did last year with the first round of the APRA dollars, and we'll make sure that those dollars are appropriated. Today, there's many options that ratepayers can pursue, and we expect that we're going to be able to provide relief to thousands of families in the state of Rhode Island. We're on top of it, and we are providing relief to ratepayers right now.
Ms. Kalus?
As governor, you have an obligation to help people that are choosing between eating and heating, and to do it right now. You have the authority to do that. You have the authority to enact your emergency powers and roll back the rate hikes now, and also suspend the tax on electricity. I'm assuming, I heard you sort of defending the utility company that promised to not raise rate or to lose jobs, and I just don't understand that. So you're saying that right now, even though you have power as the governor to do that, you are refusing to use your ability to do that as governor. I mean, we deserve better than that.
Well, you don't understand the way that rates are structured, Ms. Kalus, and that's one of the problems that you have. You don't understand the process and how it works. I do. I've been aggressively intervening with the PUC dockets for years. As a mayor, I did it. Saved our town of Cumberland well over $300,000 a year on water rates. I understand this area. The way they handle it is the way we're handling it right now. We got $5.3 million for relief right now. The heating assistance is available right now for thousands and thousands of families. The LIHEAP program is available right now. Going to save families, eligible families, $800 to $1,200 a year on that heating bill. So we're going to expand that, and I'm going to be, proposing with the General Assembly to expand that, but also the 4% reduction across the board on our businesses, on our families, across the board. That's something that I did ask the General Assembly to do last year when we were talking about the tax relief that we actually provided to families to address the costs of living. I eliminated the car tax, millions of dollars there. $250 child credits going out to families right now. Continually to put in funds to address the cost of living, and we're going to do the same thing on the utility bills as well.
With all due respect, Governor, I don't think you understand your powers that were given to you by the General Assembly under a bill that was passed 40 years ago, which allowed you to intervene with an emergency order and immediately stop this crisis. So I am taking it as you're not aware of your ability to do so. I'm not sure, but either way, I do understand, and I've posted it on my website. You can go look on my website right now, and it'll have the citation of the law and all of the attachments that you need in order to take this action. Do you understand that you had this ability and simply did nothing?
Do you understand that we're providing millions of dollars of relief for utility ratepayers right now? We've been aggressively working on that. And right now, 39,000 families, the lowest income families in the state of Rhode Island, will pay less on their electric bill this winter than last winter. We are aggressively addressing the issue with millions of dollars of relief, and families are going to receive that. Had a press conference this morning, again, continually on top of it, to make sure that families know where to go to get access to these utility relief. There's going to be millions of dollars of utility relief for the families in the state of Rhode Island.
Again, I mean,
briefly, Ms. Kalus, because we do need to move on.
That is taxpayers' money, and what you could do is roll back the rate hikes for everybody in Rhode Island and suspend the tax. So you are refusing to do so, and instead of using that money for other initiatives, you are just not going to use the powers that you have as a governor to end this crisis.